let's put on our thinking caps here. We have the patch. We tested it today, right? We have our little paint thing here about what we needed to test. Let's go through and let's see what happened and what Blizzard should do about it, right? Okay, so they made changes. Let's go down here. They didn't nerf Whirlwind. Good. Thank you. Hammer of the Ancients, now the Shockwave, looks super cool. It's awesome. It's obsoleted by Whirlwind. So the devs increased the damage 10 times. Hi, Liz. How are you? I'm good. How are you? So the Shockwave did nothing. And it's obsoleted by how good this power is. So they correctly said, okay, let's move the Shockwave up to try to compete with the Whirlwind power. The problem is it did so little damage. 10 times 0 is still 0, right? I don't know if it's a matter of how much damage it does, more of like the type of damage that it does. Like if it does a percentage of the people's health, whatever the right percentage is, 3%, 5% every time it hits, now maybe we're talking, right? Something like that. It doesn't really matter if they fix this power, though. This isn't a high priority because the Whirlwind power is so good that it'll be fine. They did buff this. Now you get 50 stacks, and it's 2% increased damage per stack, right? So it's 100% increased damage. So the Wrath of Berserker is like, you can use it for anything, right? So Barbarians are in a good spot. This is a good change. This was the right direction of the change, but it just didn't do anything, and this was good to leave. So Barbarians are still in a great spot. So the Blessed Hammer, they fixed a bug, and then they updated the tooltip. But the problem is this crackling energy power didn't do anything, right? So unless someone can find out that it now does something, this change doesn't matter. The Fist of the Heavens power was worthless. They didn't change it, so it's still worthless. And we haven't tried this yet, but it sounds like a nerf. The Archangels were their best power. They're trying to nerf the Z stuff. So it looks like the Archangels got nerfed. So Crusaders are looking real bad next season. Now, Strafe, they didn't put it in the patch notes, but they did fix the auto-targeting, so there's no more Lawnmower Demon Hunter, which is really good. The multi-shots auto-target. And another thing that they did down here, somewhere down here, way down here, where is it? Strafe, now you can use base skill with any weapon. So, rather than requiring a bow, so now you can throw impales. So we tried it. We tried throwing impales. It worked very good. It was powerful. It was fun. It's like a more powerful God DH. So there are a lot of options here. So Demon Hunters are kind of winning here. I think they changed the Vengeance to make sure that you're not going to exploit it. Haven't had a chance to test the Cluster Arrow. We'll have to see if this is good. But no matter what, this Strafe thing, this is what all eyes were on. It now auto-targets, and now you can even use it with Impale, right? So Demon Hunters, so far Barbs are good. Crusaders seem to be real bad. And Demon Hunters are definitely on the rise. All right. Monk, they have the best build in the game. Everyone was wondering if they were going to nerf it. They didn't. They just updated some things, and other players can attack the bells. So still going to be the best build in the game. This power is worthless. They didn't change it. This power does something for Juliana, but Juliana is not a top tier skill. So I guess monks still get the thumbs up because they still have Wave of Light. Necro, they didn't really change anything. They did fix the Army of the Dead power. It was the best build. They fixed it. Okay. But it's still super powerful. So Necros are still going to be pumping for sure next season. Witch Doctor is the thing that everyone was wondering. Just tried all of this. The enemies affected by a Locust Swarm are haunted, and when you cast Piranhas, it pulls them all in. This works incredibly well. This works incredibly well. So, this is gonna... I tried it with Jade. Jade is still Jade. It doesn't really seem that good. Maybe a really good Jade player can really make use of it. But actually use it for their most powerful builds, like Mundanugu, for example. And Mundanugu is going to be crazy strong. And also, when your Piranhas, when when they get stunned by piranhas, they instantly die, and elites and bosses take massive damage. So it solved one of Munda Nugu's biggest problems, which is boss killing. So Munda Nugu will be crazy with this power. Definitely one of the best builds. This is insane. Horrify becomes an aura that causes enemies to receive 100% more damage. So not only can you just use that with any build to just do double damage, but now the support Witch Doctor is like back on the menu, right? So support Witch Doctors are going to be pumping. They used to be like the best support, and now this season they're going to be returning to glory again. I tried this where now for the Helltooth, for the pet build, you get multiple Gargantuans. You get the Restless Giant rune, which also lets you cleave, so you can take the Humongoid rune. And then zombie dogs gain all the runes, and whenever you sacrifice, they take 100% more damage from pets. So like I did a 125. It was fairly comfortable. I cleared it. It's definitely stronger. I don't know if this is enough to make people excited to go out there and play Helltooth. But it is definitely better. So now you can play support. Munda Nugu destroys. Jade is better, but it's still Jade. Helltooth is better, but it's still Helltooth. So Witch Doctor stock has definitely risen here. They nerfed the Storm Armor stuff, of course. Arcane Orb isn't changed. That's fine. This is kind of the thing that we thought they might do. The Magic Missile fires 10 missiles instead of 20 because it's too laggy. Okay, fine. So Firebirds is going down a lot from this. But what they did to compensate for that, down here somewhere, is DMO now gets buffed by Magic Missile, and Magic Missile on Mirror Ball, you get 2 extra missiles and you do 500% increased damage. Problem is, this is just not even close to enough, unless I'm missing something, because I just tried it. Put together DMO, I put on the new power, I put on the Mirror Ball, all of that. I just tried it. And before, where I was pushing like maybe 140 with the 20 missile Firebirds, 125 was tough for me. It was tough. So this little switcheroo just made Wizards worse. Okay, so let's just keep going. The Guardians thing, now you get 100% of all of your stats that you have equipped. So Paragon doesn't count, which is exactly how it should be. Then you get melee damage reduction for Vitality and missile damage reduction for your main stat. It's cool. This is much more viable now, especially at very, very low Paragon. This could give you a huge boost. This set has some uses now, especially if you have a passive like Rampage, which buffs like your strength. Then it makes a little bit more sense. The Crusader, we thought they might be buffing a con potentially, but they didn't. They updated the visual effect, which is what I wanted. And another thing that they didn't talk about is how do we stack Stricken here? But it doesn't seem to say, so we still, I mean, I guess it's kind of weird. We're going to have to take like a generator in the build to stack Stricken or something. We have to find a way, but that's the strangest part of this build is how do you stack Stricken, because the Phalanx avatars, at least as of last patch, didn't stack it. We knew there was a bug with Tragouls, with Siphon Blood. They were going to take this out. I think this nerfs it 5 tiers, but it was just a bug, so we knew that was going down. They're nerfing Necro Trash Clear. You can only have 25 enemies with your Blood Tide Blade. Honestly, this is probably a good thing. There's too many builds in the game that just focus on pulling the entire world and detonating it in one shot. So I think nerfing this in some way is not a bad thing, but it does nerf your Trash Clearer next season. And I think this is just reflecting the fix that they did up here. DMO, they switched some of the skills around. They added Magic Missile and they added Meteor, but I don't understand. Why are we adding Meteor to DMO when Tal Rasha is supposed to be the Meteor build? And Tal Rasha didn't get a buff. This is why I think the biggest miss. Why is Meteor here? And why didn't Tal Rasha get buffed? Because I think it needs a buff. Like, this is I just don't understand. I'm a little bit confused here. Bindings of the Lesser Gods, it looks like they're still keeping in the full nerf that they had planned, but they are going to give you back some of it for fire allies if you want to like speed farm with fire. Well, I mean, I thought we were going to get nothing, and they gave us a little something, so I guess that's not the worst. And we already talked about the Impale being able to be used with Strafe. So I guess overall, like, these are not the final patch notes, right? These aren't the final patch notes, but if we're going to tell them, you know, one more time, take a look, like, at the critical things, I don't think you need to fix anything on Barb. I think you just let it go. I think this is going to require too much tweaking to get it perfect. I think if you buff it too much, it's going to be OP. I think you just let Barb go. I guess my question to Blizzard for Crusaders, I would, instead of telling them what to do with Crusaders, I would ask them a question. What am I supposed to be excited about here? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Toys, thanks to the 26, man. What am I supposed to be? And Kim Jong Rice, what a great name. Thanks for the 3 months, dude. What am I supposed to be excited about here? What am I supposed to do here? That's my question. DH, Strafe looks to be on the rise. Looks to be fun. We'll see if the cluster arrow thing works. If it doesn't, Marauder is already strong anyway. You know, probably don't need to work on Demon Hunter as long as the Strafe thing works, which it seems to work from what I tested. Monks are pumping here. Don't understand this one, but that's fine. I guess we just throw this one away. If you had any other monk ideas, feel free to throw them in instead of this one. I don't have any idea what we're supposed to do there. And this is fine. It's good enough. I think Necro is fine. Again, people are mad that Army of the Dead got nerfed. Okay, I get it, but it's still really strong. It's really strong, so it's fine. The Death Nova, did these spirits even do anything? I mean, I've never noticed that these guys do anything, but Death Nova's already pretty strong, even though you nerfed it. Maybe you don't need to touch it. I don't know. This is good for Mundanugu, so that's fine. This is super powerful. It brings back Z Witch Doctors, and it lets Witch Doctor take this for any build. I'm really just not sure if this is strong enough. You know, if you want to make one more change to this, maybe change this to a 200. I still don't think that would be enough, but at least then Helltooth might be something, maybe. I don't know. Could do a little bit more here, I would think. Yeah, I'm okay with you nerfing this. Like, that's fine because it's too laggy. But I think, okay, so hold on, let me think about this. So if you change Mirror Ball is forever, and this is the power only for this season. I mean, if you want us to play, let's think about when the season ends. If the season were to magically end, if the season magically ended and you lost the 10 missiles, we will never play Magic Missile ever again, right? We just lost 10 missiles, and it's already underpowered. So I feel like I don't think we're ever going to play it again after this season unless they make some huge changes. And it would have to be on something that's actually going to stay in the game, like Mirror Ball. But you would have to buff this so severely. I don't know. I don't know what you do. I think you're still going to play Firebirds, honestly. Even though you lost half of your damage, I think you still play Firebirds. It's just not going to be as strong. It's hard to think of a way to actually fix it without breaking the game. And yeah, so this Guardian's rework is fine. A con, I guess we can test it a little bit further. It's okay. nothing to post on the fridge or anything. The Necros are pretty strong. The Trash Killer is a rip. Death Nova still can't kill the boss, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do in solo. I don't know how you're going to kill the boss. Sucks with Death Nova. I'm not understanding the direction here. I don't know why we added Magic Missile. I don't think it's ever going to work after this season. I don't know why we added Meteor. Tal Rasha is the Meteor set. I don't know why we didn't buff Tal Rasha. I'm very confused here. Must be something I'm missing because I don't get it. So that would be the things that I would point out for next time. Love to see Tal Rasha come up. Love to see Death Nova have a way to deal with the boss. Hard to say what to do with Crusaders at the moment. Yeah.